What's up, everybody? So today I'm going to be talking about how I got off my ADHD medication. Now, I know this is a big thing for probably a lot of people in terms of, hey, I've been taking ADHD medication since I was blank years old. Me personally, I've been taking medication since I was taking medication since I was 6 years old. So I started when I was 6, and I was waning on and off from 19 until 21. So it took me a good amount of time to actually get off. But I was on it for a long time. And, for a while, I also thought I was going to be on it for my entire life. And so, I think people with ADHD tend to have this thought of, oh, yeah, I'm going to be on this forever. And for some people, that might be the case. I get it. However, something that I've learned with ADHD is it's literally attention deficit hyperactive disorder. It is a disorder. It is something that is you live with for the rest of your life. You can't change it, and it's frustrating. But if you can learn on how to utilize it, you'd be surprised on how successful you can be. So, for individuals like myself, something that I have learned how to deal with is the attention aspect, right? First, it was the impulse. It was the impulse aspect. So, I'd be very impulsive. I'd just say shit and I'd do shit when I first came off. And I didn't really know how to control it. So I literally the first time I stopped was probably 18. It was 18. I was like, fuck this, I'm done. And 2 weeks after being off of it, I lost my job. I worked at Target. I lost my job. And I got fired. Well, actually, I quit before I got fired because I knew it was coming my way. But I was so impulsive as hell. I didn't get shit done. I couldn't focus. I was all over the place. Was not a good thing. So I got back on it. I was like, man, just what am I doing with my life? And eventually I started talking to my doctor, and I said, I want to get off of this, but I don't know how. And my doctor was like, okay, let's work on that. So we tried different medications, something maybe a little bit lower, and then we also lowered the dosage of that medication as well. So eventually my dopamine, since that's what pretty much all ADHD medication does, is it raises your dopamine levels. So eventually it got to a point where it was low enough where I could kind of like control my impulsivity and my attention. So I could kind of just focus on one thing, right, at a time. And it wouldn't be all like boom, 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 all over the place, right? So I will say this is not for everybody. Coming off your ADHD medication is not for everybody. I will 100% say that. So if you feel like you're not ready for it, don't do it. I think the most important thing to have before you come off of it, if you're thinking about coming off of it, would be to first start with getting a good routine in. Routine is everything, because routine is discipline, right? If you have a solid routine and you consistently stay with it, that shows discipline, okay? And anybody with ADHD thrives on discipline, because we're so like fucked in terms of dopamine. Like all we want is dopamine, 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 dopamine. Give me this, give me that, give me that. I want this, I want this. That's literally all we do. And if you can constantly stay on track and be okay and have your mind be okay with just kind of that delayed gratification, you're going to be way better off in the long run if you choose to eventually come off of your medication. Now, in terms of the next thing would be food. There are so many foods that if you look it up, actually, if you're like, what food should individuals with ADHD not eat? And it's like the main ones like yellow, red 140 or red dye and all that stuff. And then, high amounts of sugar and all that junk. So if you're drinking soda, or if you're doing any like really high sugar foods, cut that shit out right now. That's just only going to make it worse. Cut it out. Start replacing it with high protein. And then last but not least, exercise. Individuals with ADHD, specifically ADHD, significantly benefit from exercise because we have that hyperactive aspect. So that hyperactive aspect already, if you're getting into the gym, you're loosening, you're releasing all that hyperactivity, that hyperness. I can't speak. But you're releasing all of it, and all of a sudden what that's going to do is that's going to relax you, right? It's going to relax you. It's going to kind of take away some of that energy so you can be calm. And you can not be as impulsive. Ideally, exercise in the morning. Ideally. So, have those things down, right? A routine, good food, and exercise. Those are going to be the main things. And if you're trying to come off your medication, talk to your doctor, okay? I am not a doctor. I'm just giving advice. But I will say, talk to your doctor, whoever it is, and say, hey, I want to come off my medication, or I'm looking to come off my medication. And they probably know some good ideas on how you can do that. I think that's the number one thing. But if you're still on medication, focus on discipline. Focus on delayed gratification. If you want to get better, if you want to get better at focusing, if you want to do better in school, if you want to do better in life in general, just work on delayed gratification stuff. Because like reading a book, it's simple stuff like that. Reading a book, or, sitting down and writing for 5 minutes, or, exercise, like working out in the gym, trying to get results. All that stuff is delayed gratification. And if you can master that as somebody with either ADD or ADHD, you are going to be okay, because that's discipline. And of course, you're going to have flaws. Of course, you're going to be all over the place some days. And some days it's worse than others. And that's okay. That is A-okay. Because that's who you are. That's who you are as a person. I mean, sometimes I'm all over the place. I'm blue, 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 blue. But also I've learned how to just focus. 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 Another really good thing that helped me too was setting a timer for 30 minutes, right? I think this can help with anybody too. Setting a timer for 30 minutes and focusing on one thing. So if you're really, really struggling, let's say your phone, social media, I'll get into that in a second, but let's say your phone, put your phone away, set it for 30 minutes, and read for 30 minutes, or even 15 to 20 minutes if you're really struggling. Take a break after the timer goes off, maybe go on your phone or something, then set it back for another 30 minutes. And see how many times you can do that, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. See how long you can do that. One other thing is social media. Individuals with ADHD specifically, you will rot. It will make your symptoms so much worse. Doom scrolling. Doom scrolling will kill everything you worked for. This has happened to me multiple times. and I'm still working on it. I still get sucked in, I think, as everybody. But for me, it makes this into this so much faster. And it's so bad. It's like a spiral. It's just a spiral downhill. So if you have ADHD or you have ADD, try to stay away from social media. And if you can't, if it's part of your job, then figure out how to utilize that shit as a tool as fast as possible. And look at it as a tool as fast as possible. Because if you don't, you will just go downhill and it will be bad. And that's what I'm working on right now. I'm actually working on mitigating that. And I'll tell you what, it is difficult, to say the least. So, anyway, with that being said, I hope those tips kind of helped. If you're looking to get off your ADHD medication and you're looking to really just better yourself and you have that disorder, like I said, just I think the main thing is just delayed gratification, routine, proper nutrition, and exercise. So give it a shot. Let me know. Remember, talk to your doctor. I am not a doctor, so talk to your doctor if you're looking to completely come off of it. Do not just cold turkey it. Do not. I love you all. As always, never stop improving. Have a good one.